Welcome, everyone. While I just check my technology here for a moment, this says we're live on Instagram. Is it true? All right, still checking the text. Say hi to me once you get here. Let's check Instagram really fast. You have found your way to the 925 episode of Akashic Answers with Emily, by the way. We are just live, and I want to make sure all of our tech is working. I don't know, Instagram. It says we're live, but I don't think that we are. All right, well, we're going to get rocking and rolling here anyway. Eventually, I will get this technology figured out. Come on, baby. Live. All right. Well, it is what it is, as they say, and it's go time. So you know the drill. We are tapping into the Akashic Records today. Welcome, everybody. The records are now open. I'm Emily Harrison. I'm the founder director here inside the Akashic Academy. And we are going to be exploring the magic of the Akashic Records here today. I'm not only going to channel for you from the Akashic Records, channel insight and guidance as it comes through me and my perspective. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But another fascinating and powerful way to use the Akashic Records, one of the reasons I love the Akashic Records, not only can we get real-time soul-level wisdom, guidance, perspective that helps us see our life in a different way that changes the game, but we also can tap into instantaneous energy medicine and shifts, transmissions, activations of our DNA. So in addition to us getting insight and wisdom today, we're also going to do some real-time energy work, energy healing. This is a space of cumulative expansion, the guides are saying right now, which means every single time that you tune in here on Wednesdays, hi, Diana Prince, you are getting another blast of Vitrons, is what I'm going to call it. That is the power of the mind. It is a quantum energy that helps you think differently. Let's talk about why thinking differently is so important, by the way. And say hi once you get here. Let's blow up the algorithms, y'all. Send some love, likes, hearts across the screen. Deb G, hello from Northern California. Hello to you from the high Sierras, which, by the way, each one of our individual locations, as we're coming here together today, we're creating a grid. We are each becoming channels of divine intelligence. The guides are saying, let's work on embodying and grounding that intelligence today. So let me just make myself some notes. Let's talk about that a little bit more too. But going back to the idea of mind and why it's so important to encourage your mind to think differently. And by coming here into this space, you are encouraging your mind to think differently. You might not agree with everything that I say, but the opportunity to open your mind and see from a different perspective, that sharpens your mind. All right. And your mind, the thoughts that you are creating are the basis of the reality that you are experiencing. So first of all, we got to become aware of what our mind is thinking. And the vast majority of our thoughts are happening on autopilot and on the subconscious level. We don't even realize that we're experiencing them. Hi, Tanya Locke from Northern Colorado. So that's step one, is really recognizing, all right, what are the repetitive thoughts that I'm having? Because that's what's creating our reality. And I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to ask questions today. I'll encourage you, ask questions where you feel stuck. Where do you feel stuck in your life? Because what the records will do is they will help illuminate the thought patterns that are creating this reality. And then once you learn to think differently, once you catch yourself thinking those thoughts and you learn to think differently, you have the power to shift your reality. And then the question becomes, what do you want to create with your thoughts? We embody here to this planet to experience ourselves as the ultimate creators. Hello, Melissa. This space up in here is for the visionaries, the thought leaders, the dreamers, the artists who are walking a path right now where the collective norms, the conventional is challenging us, and we need a place to come and to train Roy coming in from Europe. Hello. And so, what are you here to create? You're here to experience joy, love, peace, abundance, inspiration, to change not only your life and your personal life circumstances so that you experience freedom, but many of you are here to leave legacy projects on the planet as well. All right. So that's why we have to feed our mind different intelligence. If you stay plugged into the drama of 3D life, friends and family who are not fully awake and still slave to their own behavioral patterns, that will affect you. If you eat shitty food, that will affect you. If you watch too much TV or news or take in too much negativity and drama around you, it affects your field. So come on in. We're going to clear out the field today. All right. Yeah, the guys want to talk about the importance of grounding too. I'm going to invite you. Go ahead, light up my chat box with your questions, okay? Where are the places where you feel stuck? If you are new to the Akashic Records, this is the realm of consciousness that holds all information, past, present, all possible futures, and is recorded from a neutral perspective. Neutral means unconditional love and zero judgment. It's also known as superconscious intelligence. And every single human on the planet has an Akashic record and the divine right to access your own soul record. This information has been hidden from us. Oh, it's been preserved. This esoteric secret wisdom has been preserved through lineages of mystics and sages. But it's coming to the surface. It's available here for all of us right now as a self-actualization tool. Now, I'm going to be channeling for you all from the records today. But again, this is going to be coming through my perspective. Each one of you have the divine right and the opportunity to tap in to your own soul records, get instantaneous wisdom, guidance, and clarity about anything that you're experiencing in your life so that you can empower yourself to make changes. But you can also discover how to heal yourself of dis-ease in your body, mental, physical, emotional. Yeah. And you also have the ability to tap in to radical creative genius, the thoughts that are transformative for you. This is the space that Nikola Tesla, Steve Jobs, Albert Einstein all learned to tap into and bring through innovation in technology, in medicine. Your results may vary. It's your job to bring in the innovation for your own life, though. All right. Start asking me some questions, y'all. I don't see any questions up here in my chat box yet. So in that case, I'm going to tap in and see what the guys want to say. But I already know that they want to hear from you. And thank you for being here, by the way. So each one of you who are here are calling forward a divine intelligence that gets to serve all of us today as we uncover ways to know ourselves more deeply and to engage in self-discovery. My whole body's tingling. I can tell you that. My clairsentience is going off. All right, let's talk about grounding and the importance of grounding and balancing our energy. We are in fall equinox energy right now. During the fall equinox and the spring equinox, these are the specific points that we have a balanced amount of light and dark energy. And if we can tap in and begin to harness this awareness, we unlock an aspect of our power. We're harnessing the cosmic energy. Make sense? So think about what more balance would do for you in your life. And grounding is very important because so many of you are like me. You tap into the higher frequencies of consciousness. Your higher chakras are very active and you have a lot of ideas and a lot of passion about how to serve the planet. And we are walking in a collective timeline right now where there is a lot of distortion. It's challenging the first time here. Oh, wait. Challenging here on the planet. It is. I need my glasses here. Roizen, it's your first time here. Welcome. Everybody give a round for Roizen for being here. Roizen, what questions do you have for your Akashic Records? Melissa, what questions do you have? Roy, what questions do you have? Tanya, let's go, y'all. Come on. Help me call in this intelligence today. All right, but because we can tap into this higher frequency of energy, we're communicating with our angels and our guides. We are allowing ourselves to be inspired and passionate about how we change the planet. As we walk the timelines right now, it's challenging out there, y'all. Come on. This is your chance to get some support and some love and some activation. Heart harmony, intuitive readings. I live in Alaska. Any advice to ground when I can't be outside due to cold? Thank you for that. That's a great question. Yes. All right. So let's talk first about if you can go outside and stand directly on the planet. This is called earthing. Take your shoes and socks off. The bottom of your feet per square inch have more receptors, energy receptors, than anywhere else on your body. This was divinely designed because if we remain barefoot and connected to the planet, we are a biomagnetic being and we're walking on this giant bioelectric magnetic battery, our planet. Mother Earth is being struck by lightning 11,000 times per minute. I think that's the statistic. And being constantly recharged with energy. So think about it. Civilizations that walk barefoot have a natural connection more. All right. And the more that we create societies where we wear shoes and ladies high heels and we have our beds up high off the ground and then we build high rises, and the higher and higher up that we get, we lose that natural healing grounding mechanism of the earth. Okay. So best practice is just get your shoes and socks off and get outside. It also works if you're on concrete. If it's cold and you can't go outside and do that, and you're not into going out and standing in the snow or like doing ice baths. Ice baths are good, but challenging. What you can do is you can get a dish pan, a plastic dish pan. A lot of you guys don't like plastic, I know. You can find a substitute. And you know what you could get? You could get one of those tinfoil, like metal turkey casserole dishes. Whatever guide is talking right now is obviously doesn't care about stylistically how this is going to look in your house, y'all. You might have to bedazzle it just a little bit. All right. But get your turkey bin and you can put dirt, rocks, bring the ground, bring the earth inside, and it becomes your earthing tub. If you don't want dirt in there, just put rocks in there. And then you can just sit on the couch and put your feet on it. You can also imagine that you are connecting to the earth. That works well too. You can also do things like taking salt baths is very grounding. I take one usually before and after every show to set my energy field. Set my energy field right for y'all. All right, so heart harmony. Thank you for that great question. Let's practice what the guide said and imagining just connecting ourselves with Mother Earth right now. How I do this when I'm training students to go into the Akashic Records is I say, imagine a crystalline tube of light and send that crystalline tube of light all the way down and anchor it into the core of Mother Earth. So just go ahead and do that right now. Feel yourself connected. You can also go ahead and anchor it up, all the way up outside of this time, space, reality, beyond the universe, beyond the multiverse, into the ether or the Akash or the all that is, the primordial energy. And that'll bring you into connection with a channel of divine intelligence. Who doesn't want that running through your system now, y'all? Activate. And here it comes. And flowing up from Mother Earth, you have the divine blueprint of creation, of design of Mother Earth to be perfectly in balance, harmony, to experience peace, power, plenty. Feel that coming online. So do you see how as the energies of embodiment and your potential to create come up and fill every cell of your body and bring that online, and the divine intelligence from the Akash comes down and illuminates this through your being, your thoughts, your emotions, your desires begin to shift and change. They begin to vibrate to higher potentiality, and you become a channel to hold and radiate the energies of heaven on earth. Woo, amen. Can I get an amen up in here? Whatever guide that was coming through, by the way, that felt a little more eloquent and poetic than, I don't know, a turkey bin full of dirt and rocks, y'all. Just saying. What y'all think? All right, send some love, likes, hearts across the screen. Let's hear it for Heart Harmony. Thank you for bringing that through. I think that will be helpful for a lot of people. Deb G, why is it that recently I cannot let go of negative thoughts and judgment? Even though I'm trying to walk a more positive path, I feel like I'm regressing. Whew. Yeah, I feel you. All right. First of all, thank you for being here, Deb G, and thank you for sharing transparently. There are a lot of reasons why negative thought forms really begin to take a hold on us. And if we're not grounded and balanced, that can definitely happen. Okay. So I love that the guides build on the lessons and the advancement that we get in here. That tends to happen. Welcome to the magic. Because what did we just do? We just did some grounding, some earthing. Let's breathe. Let's create some balance. The guides are wanting to say some balance. So we're going to take a deep breath in for 4. Pause, holding for 4. Exhaling, resetting the nervous system, the mind, the emotions to this new field of balance and harmony. Hold for 4. Okay, good. Now we've completed the reset for both grounding and balance and harmony. We're going to keep building on that. All right. If we move out of this state, that's when our field becomes susceptible to distortion. Okay, this space of flowing and channeling all of this divine energy and being vessels for heaven on earth and having the power to create. This is our divine design and blueprint. And as we are subject to the distortion, what is the distortion again? It's the stress. It's the drama that we plug into. It's the repetitive thoughts that we're not actually aware of. And here's what causes those repetitive thoughts that we're not aware of is our unhealed trauma. Okay. All right. So what the guides are saying is, Deb G, this positioning that we did of our bodies, minds, emotions, and energy fields is putting you into a frequency where you can tap in now, Deb G, and anybody else who wants to play along and have a personal experience, you can. But the repetitive negative thought forms, the guides are saying, are connected to an unhealed trauma from your childhood. So think about what the exact negative thought forms you're having are. And ask the guides to bring your awareness to the childhood circumstance that's coming forward here. And again, anybody else who's playing along, take the same instructions from the guides if you are creating your own personal healing right now in this moment. Good. Now add light to that. So just in your mind, imagine channeling, and you can send this energy from your mind and the heart space, the guides are saying. Imagine that you are channeling this energy that you are now aware of, that is moving through your field, the divine energy coming down, the embodiment and creativity and expression coming up from Mother Earth. And you're channeling all of this love and light into that childhood situation and healing that forward and backward through time. Just notice if any part of your body is tingling or moving, or you see any colors as your eyes are closed. Good job. Okay, the final step of healing anything, looks like envisioning using the mind and the power of the mind. This is one of the forces of the universe that man is gifted with. It's why we're so damn powerful. Not only have we harnessed the power of physical matter in the form of electricity, but we have been gifted the power of the mind to create. It's badass. But now you must step into conscious creatorship around who you are without this trauma imprint. Make sense? Okay. I want you to take just a few moments and do that work so you don't have to do it later. I don't know what y'all got to do later, but I'm moving. I got shit to do. Definitely in some transition and stepping into a new timeline in my life. But let's do the work now. It doesn't take that long. All right. Envision, who are you without this trauma? Oh, I feel the energy going through my mind, literally running through my brain. It's okay if your clairsentience is not as acute as mine is. I use it every day. Just start using your senses every day and they'll turn on. The energy is working, whether you're aware of it or not, whether you believe in it or not. You can just say yes right now to affirm and confirm that you are receiving the energy transmissions and healing that's coming through today. Right on. Ooh, get it up in here, y'all. All right. Send some love, likes, hearts across the screen for Deb G. Guys, let me know also what was your experience there. Let's have some shares. Georgie's here. Okay. Ryson, I see your question. And welcome again. I love first timers. I love you all in the house. But truly, I remember when I first stumbled into the Akashic Records, like I understood the value of looking at things differently. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like the guidebook to the universe. And it will show me how to look at everything differently. Like, this is amazing. So it's really fun to be a newbie. I'm glad you're here, Royce. Okay, what's the one piece of advice I would give people right now? Let me ask the guides, see what comes in. Okay, wait. All right, guides, you're on. What's the one piece of advice? Train. They're saying you got to recognize that we're all gifted the senses that allow us this level of connection. It's just a matter of training them and turning them on. All right. If you want my free training, type free training in the comments right now. I've got an awesome starter training. The real focus and area of my genius, y'all, is training you how to do what I'm doing here, which is reading the Akashic Records. Why do you want to learn how to do what I'm doing here? Well, not so you can go on and do live shows. Maybe you want to do that. Maybe you don't. But here's what has shifted and changed in my life. And that is, there was a time when I was depressed and being pharmaceutically treated and getting my brain all sorts of jacked with. I had overwhelm in my life trying to balance a career and motherhood of 3 young kids and hard time asking for help. I had challenges, pain points in my marriage that I did not have the skills to deal with. I felt pretty fucked up. I felt like there was more for me. I loved metaphysics, had been self-trained and just like self-sponging anything that I could get my hands on for years. And it was really moving me forward in my acting career. I was getting a lot more acting jobs. And like on the outside, it looked like, hey, things should be going great for you. And so when I found the Akashic Records and I learned how to see myself through this higher perspective, I started to understand like areas of my life where I'm just like, man, you're fucked up, girl. Why did you do that? Oh, I understood. Why did that happen to me? That was fucked up. Oh, I see. I began to see how everything was preparing me. It's really cool. It's a quest into self-knowledge so that you can have an opportunity to see yourself in your incarnation on this in this planet. Okay, sorry, I got a little tongue-tied there. You can see your incarnation in this lifetime, as well as the journey of your soul throughout other lifetimes. It's badass. All right. And everybody has the ability to tap in and get information from this cosmic resource tool. You just have to learn how to turn on the part of you that communicates in there. Make sense? So, the part of you that communicates in the Akashic Records, because it's not physically tangible, all right, I'm tapping into a subtle energy frequency, but it's through my imagination and through my intuition and through my body. You'll notice I talk about areas where I feel the energy moving in my body. You have psychic senses, subtle senses that you can train in 15 seconds a day, and you'll start getting messages. Okay? Right on. So that's what I'll say. Thank you so much for being here. Roberta, first timer. Welcome. Hi, Ames Archer. Okay, I did see another question all up in here. Let's see. Deb G said, thank you. That was powerful. Yeah. Thank you for feeling it, Deb G. Good job. Also, it's really helpful if you notice that you have specific negative thoughts that are coming for you. Prepare what the antidote thought is or what you're going to replace it with. Because your nervous system will go into somewhat of a panic mode, and it's really hard to remember in that moment. So if you work on remembering now, it'll be a little bit easier. All right, Diana Prince says, Emily, you are an Alpha Centauri. Thank you. I haven't been called that in a while. How can we channel divine supportive ET starseed energy or tap into our origins? All right, this is a good one. How many of you guys are interested in starseed origins? Roy, I see your question. I'm going to answer it. I have always been fascinated in space with space since I was a little girl. Always looking up at the sky. I could point out the constellations, Orion, Cassiopeia. I get the Pleiadian constellation. It's actually really easy to find once you know it, but it's pretty faint in the sky. Big Dipper, obviously. Halley's Comet came when I was a kid, and I begged my mom to go to Hardee's so that we could get the viewer, and I watched that comet every day out between my ginkgo, a little beyond the ginkgo and cherry tree, so I could see the open sky. I watched that bad boy. Yeah. All right. So the first thing, hey, my uncle's here. I see you. All right. So that's one way to know that if you are a starseed, is that you'll seem to have a fascination with the sky, planet, space. Our teacher let us do a report on anything we wanted to in the 3rd grade, and I'm like, space! One of the best ways to get activated is to just go out and stargaze. Robert Gilliland, hi. Cool. Okay, I'm getting back to all y'all. Thanks. Keep your questions rocking and rolling. Eric, I see you too. Cool. Thank you guys for being here. All right. So back to how do we tap into our starseed lineage? Go outside at night. Look up. See what you're drawn to. Okay. Here's a greater context around galactic starseed lineage and DNA. Is the connection that we have, that our solar system has, as it moves through greater cosmic cycles in the universe, which you don't hear a whole lot about in the modern day training. You got to go deep and really look at this. But it looks like our solar system and universe is in a bigger dance and rotation with the Pleiadian star system. That's known as our spiritual sun, Alcyon. We rotate around them. And then that bigger cosmic community moves around Sirius. And these bigger galactic cosmic cycles of creation, of let's see, how do I want to put this in like modern day, everyday human terms so that we can really grasp this? As we're connected into Sirius, by the way, that's where we find the gateways into Great Central. Oops, sorry, Yeti. Into Great Central Sun. And Great Central Sun is where we have a gateway into the multiverse. All right. That's important to recognize. Now, a central cosmic life force energy, a wave of creation energy, is sent out from galactic center. It's happened more than once. And this intelligence that holds the consciousness of this life wave, this unity consciousness energy, which also holds the energy of separation, moves in waves to all of these different aspects of the universe and the multiverse, where depending on the specifics of whatever community you're in, now think about communities. All right, think about communities that operate differently. I don't know what to call the part of the community I'm in, like normal, I don't know, white and blue collar kind of people who are doing normal things. Right? But then there are also religious sections in our modern day society that keep themselves separated. Okay, there's, for example, there's, tribes and places that are open to polygamy, which is completely different than what we experience in this like norm culture that I'm talking about, the matrix, maybe I'll call it. But see, there are different ways of doing things. Okay. There are different ways of having relationships. There are different ways of circulating money. There are different ways for the soul to grow and expand. And so in all of these different star systems, it's a little bit different. You're learning and growing in different ways. Here in this construct, we are in a physical reality. So we're in a third dimensional reality where there's the physical world. It appears as though there's separation. Okay. The reason that it appears that there's separation and we don't see from this higher dimensional perspective where everything is unity in one is because another unique aspect of this particular plane is duality. North, South Pole, hold the whole thing is in place. These are cosmic laws that interpret themselves or embody themselves or manifest themselves differently in different circumstances. Does that make sense? But here's the circumstance that we're in right here. Duality looks like light and dark. It looks like the positive sides of you and the part of your mind that can think positively, and the shadow aspect of you, the part of your mind that thinks negatively, that thinks small. When we're in duality, rah, with our own good versus evil. And another aspect of this particular holographic reality is that we're all playing a part in projecting it together. So while it can oftentimes feel like we're out of control, we actually have the ultimate control. How tuning into your starseed ancestry, if you feel like you're a Palladian or an Andromedan or an Alpha Centaurian, there are different aspects of your multidimensional self that you can turn on. Okay, the Arcturians are definitely known as healers and very adept in technology. All right, the Palladians, man, they love humanity. They preserve beauty and peace and joy. They're here to inspire that in us, to raise the frequency of our civilization. So there are different aspects of creativity, we'll say. Crazy ass superpowers that you might have. telepathy, teleportation, telekinesis, which, by the way, all these things you can train and turn back on in yourself. And you also, when you are connected to these different civilizations, you hold codes within your DNA that are basically information codes. They're ideas about how these other civilizations do things differently. Okay. Money can circulate differently. Jobs are different. It's different. See, I know a lot of us want to, well, let me just speak for myself right here, and you can clap along if this is you. I'm really into aliens, extraterrestrials, interdimensional beings. I've had a lot of encounters with angels, with Sasquatch, with fairies, with crazy technology blowing and weird things happening, to actually seeing things and catching it on camera. This year at Mount Shasta, we saw ships landing on the mountain, which was phenomenal. I've never seen that happen so closely before. Not close enough that we could interact with the beings, right? But I'm super into this. And it inspires my imagination, which opens up my field. But also, Barbara Parker, me too, high five, sister. It also brings in the conversation, like, how do we bring this down to the 3D so it's not just some Star Trek-y conversation that we're having? And this is how we do it. If you go outside at night and you stargaze, you can trust that there will be a connection. There's an activation, a transmission that's happening, whether you're aware of it or not, that is illuminating aspects of your DNA. Remember, not all of y'all, because you up in here, you're doing the work with me. But for the collective of humanity, scientists tell us that 2 strands of our 12 are active and the other 10 are dormant or junk. These strands are waking up and they hold intelligence. And it's not really going to look like, probably, you going outside looking up at Orion, and then all of a sudden a light shoot down and you're like, the Orionians are here. And then you see them and you have an interaction, and they hand you a scroll or a crystal that projects up and says, this is how our civilization works. And this is how you might want to think about writing your congressman. No, it's not going to look like that. It's going to look like you're doing your damn laundry one day, hopefully, doing a mundane task, you're driving, you're unloading the dishwasher, and all of a sudden, bing, you have this thought about how your life could work differently or how civilization could work differently. Okay? That's the more grounded approach of what it looks like. Now, for those of you who don't want to wait to be doing the dishes, or I'm already over. I'm gonna rapid fire through some more questions here. Who don't want to wait for doing the dishes or laundry because you know that you don't do your laundry. That's why learning a repeatable method on how you can tap into the Akashic Records, you shift your vibrational frequency, you ask the question, and then you begin to notice what flows in to your field so you can get instantaneous answers. Okay? Makes sense? I love you guys. This is fun. I didn't want to go, but I got other stuff to do. Oh, you're funny. I'm glad you're here, Uncle. All right, let's rock and roll through. I saw a couple other questions here. Robert Gilliland, beaming from Derby Line, Vermont. I love you. Question on dark dreams and the equinox. Whew. Dark dreams. All right, let's tap in. Remember the importance of how we frame things. And anytime we rename a dark entity that we feel like causes us to ride the fence of, did that dark entity just make me its bitch? Or am I in control here? In order to change that, we just got to flip the story. And here's how you flip the story. You name call. Name call the dark entity that's trying to make it your bitch, make you its bitch. Okay, whether the dark entity is your repetitive, stressful thoughts about your finances or your, repetitive patterns about relationships that you're in, or unlucky things keep happening to you, things keep breaking, you feel like you've been cursed, or you're having negative dreams and psychic attacks. I will say this stuff is real, guys. Psychic attacks, it's real. And here's how you shift it. You do a little name calling. You turn it into your teacher. You say, "You're my teacher. What are you here to teach me?" Robert, you've probably seen this before. I instantly think of greeting my great teacher, Omaran, in Mount Shasta. Oh, the emotion rises up in me right now. And every time I see him, I just say, "Oh, teacher." Whew, if you haven't traveled with me to Shasta and met Omaran, whew, and Paula Venus and all of the other characters involved with that magical experience, it's amazing. And when we greet everything in our life with that humble greeting of teacher, you change the game. Cool? Fuck yeah, Robert Gilliland. Thank you for bringing that in for all of us. Yeah, for those of you who have been here for the whole broadcast, I'm guessing that my good girl hair and cardigan did not fool you today with all that swear word, all those swear words. I don't see my mom here today, so I let it rip. Okay, wait, there's another question that I said. Roy, why are you afraid to tapping into your psychic senses? A lot of us are afraid because we have been persecuted for our power before. And there's also aspects of our identity now that are still playing small and don't know what it looks like to step into our power. And so we're afraid of our power. We're afraid of our success and what that actually means. And yeah, that's about what it looks like. You got to face the fear, ground yourself, do the work, and put yourself in communities where this work is happening. And you'll find that you'll catch the wave. All right. Is light language and speaking in tongues the same thing? Hi, Sarah. I do think that it's the same, or at least very similar. And the idea is that, again, everything is energy. Okay. Light. Oh, actually, let me start with sound. Sound is a particular vibration of frequency that stores and transfers knowledge. Okay. Light particles do the same thing. They store and transfer knowledge. So the challenge becomes when we talk about the interpretation of the knowledge that's coming in, because there's a lot of opportunity for distortion because our physical bodies can only, well, let me just say with this, our five senses, and most of us, and where collective humanity has evolved to right now, is that the collective is on the path of pursuit. And the path of pursuit means that we are interpreting the world through our own five senses, through our five physical senses. That makes better sense. Which creates a real limitation to how much we can perceive, because with the five physical senses, we can perceive 0.003% of what's actually happening in the multiverse, the universe. So that's 0.003 of 1%. So we're definitely missing a lot. But that doesn't just mean that we're missing, like seeing the aliens land and seeing all the interdimensional things, the fairies and the Sasquatch and everything that's happening around us right now, which, by the way, the 5D reality is happening all around us and we can tap in and perceive it. But generally, what we stay blind of is how powerful we are to freely choose our emotional state, our mental state in every single moment. But we don't do that. We give our power away to whatever asshole did something bad to us today. Okay, so working up in this space is about taking your freedom back. Okay, I can't remember where I was going with that last whatever character I broke into there derailed me just a little bit, but that is a great invitation. To get back to Sarah's original question, which is speaking light language and speaking in tongues the same thing? Well, what even is that? So it's an opportunity to conduct and transmit the energy through sound that is syllabic. It's just a bunch of syllables. that you direct and feel guided to say. For me, if you don't know or you haven't figured out that I spent some time in the thespian world, I was an actress for 20 years. But it feels a lot like improv to me. You just have to like really relax and be able to conduct the energy through your body. And I'll speak a little light language for you guys. Okay. I do feel like it is similar to what speaking in tongues is in the Bible. But here's the importance of it is it creates an opportunity for a transmission that bypasses the part of your mind that's going to say, nope, that's not true for me. The subconscious mind, right? So the fact that it's just syllables and it's just energy moving helps us to receive it more. Make sense? And I'm also noticing some shifts in light language. So it seemed for a long time that how light language worked here on the planet was if you were a speaker of light language, and the different dialects sound different. Some of them sound really like Chinese barking, and some of them like Kelly leaning. Whoo, Kelly speaks some beautiful light language. A lot of you do. I've heard beautiful light language. Here's what it used to look like. The person who speaks the light language isn't necessarily the interpreter of it. It's designed for each person to interpret on their own or to be interpreted by someone who interprets light language. But those roles were kind of separate for a while. Now what I'm noticing is that there's a merging, and a lot of people can both speak and interpret light language. I'm also noticing a shift where it can come in a lot of times as like sign language. And for me, my clairsentient hits. This whole side of my body just starts tingling when I do that. But it's just an intuitive way to hold the energy. And of course, we know the spiraling energy is really powerful. All right, so if you want to receive a light language transmission that will help you see yourself differently through the eyes of compassion and empathy rather than through the eyes of shame, which a lot of us are still looking at ourselves through that lens and that paradigm, you can say yes now. Shana kono kosana ki kina aratna aranai. Ana moto kono kisinini la achono moshi ya o chinikini a o shini venus atoko la sinina aranai. Take a nice deep breath in, nice little exhale. Allow your body to relax so you can fully receive those codes of love. Cool. Awesome. All right, Roberta, it helped to see and understand more once I opened up my clairs. Yes. And again, if you would like help and support opening up your clairs, type free training in the comments. I will circle back, and I'm talking slow because I just remembered, oh man, sometimes I close my screen and the comments go up. I'm going to leave my comments open here so I can circle back with each one of you. Okay? For those of you who are interested in training further, I'm going to invite you to stick around. We are complete with doing readings and healings for today. So thank you guys for being here. For those of you who are serious about training and you want to know what training with me looks like, stick around. I'm going to share my screen here. We're going to run through what the training looks like real fast. Ba-bam. Let's see. Share screen. This one, yes. Booyah! Okay. This training is designed to help you awaken your ability to shift your reality. This is not just another course to, I don't know, put on your resume. This is the moment that your life shifts and changes. Everyone, there is also certification involved if you are not only wanting to make radical shifts in your personal life, but you also want to help others doing this. We have certification available. All right. So in this certification training, you're taught a process that will help you heal yourself of emotional, physical disease, identify and clear oppressive belief systems, experience deep and transformative self-love. This is the gateway to miracle consciousness, by the way, where anything that you desire is possible. First, you got to clear some shit. You'll clear the ancestral energy patterns. You'll understand your life and your mission. Open up a part of your brain that sees things differently. In this part of your brain and your body, that's where your quantum healing abilities exist. You get to unlock a new skill set. This works for you even if you've got no previous experience with meditation. You don't feel like you're psychic. Your mind feels chatterful. You're skeptical. You're going to get 17 modules plus bonus modules. So here's what you learn. You dive into the Akashic Records. You explore my why. Sacred space, time, sacred space, sacred ritual. Opening the Akashic Records. How to deal with blocks. Akashic success activation. How to read the records for animals, crystals, and locations. Characteristics of the Akashic Records. Using the Akashic Records to understand and activate self-love. To look at your programs on jobs, to look at your programs around money and reprogram them. Same with your health. By the way, this section, you're not only understanding how you're currently programmed for jobs, money, health, self-love, relationships, you get to reprogram it. You can rewrite your Akashic Records, your relationships to others. And then we do some fancy stuff like time travel, past lives, future lives, reading for yourself and others. These are the awesome things that happened to you. Brian learned so much about himself and his abilities. Jeanette has stepped into her power. She knows that there is more to come. Jeanette says, I've been reconnected with my beautiful sister, Emily, who I adore. I want to speak to that for just a moment. And there is an aspect of soul family. We have traveled other timelines before, and this is not going to feel like anything that you've ever experienced. You get to really see your part in this bigger family. The belonging that happens in here is insane. Jeanette says, I am so grateful for this one decision and where it has led me and what that continues to do. All right. So for those of you who are ready for deeper dive training, let me put that link in there for you. If you feel like you have questions and you want to talk about this, send me a private message. I do, for people who are serious about this, I've got an opportunity for a 30-minute free discovery call. Okay. Deb says, I get full body chills like water flowing over me. Whew, thank you for sharing. Yeah, that'd be a sign, Mrs. Deb. So check it out. Yeah, even if I'm not the right teacher for you, if the Akashic Records are speaking to you, you have the divine right to tap in and to connect in this space. I dream of living in a world where we are all tapped in and we can experience a world of peace, power, experiencing our power to create in collaboration and plenty, abundance and prosperity for all. This is the promise of our potential here on this planet. And we're the only ones that can create it. All right. I love you guys. Have an awesome week. If this has served you, share it out. Say bye to me before you go. Give us one last blow up of the algorithms, please. All right. And I'll see you guys back here again next week.